connection had a recipe, it will sound like this. It will be a pinch of trust, a spoonful of laughter, a handful of honesty, a whole lot of intentional energy, because connection isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. It's choosing to show up even on the quiet days. It's choosing softness, over sarcasm, grace over ego, and understanding over pride. Yeah, that's what the recipe is going to be like. That's what builds the kind of love that lasts. It's not just sex. Sex can be had, but connection is difficult to form. It's connection that spills into every part of your life. Connection that makes ordinary movement sacred. Connection that teaches you what peace feels like. And the beautiful thing is, you already have everything that it takes to create that. It starts with awareness. It continues with presence. And it never ends. Because real connection evolves with you. Curiosity is so underrated in love. I tell you for a fact. You need to start asking questions. Learn your partner over and over and over again. Don't think that you know your partner through and through. Because the version of them that you loved last year has evolved. Are you still paying attention? The man that you loved 5 years ago is not the same man now. And that goes both ways. Connection stays alive when both people stay student of each other. You're learning each other like an institution. You keep discovering, you keep listening, you keep learning. That's what keeps energy fresh, not constant change, but constant awareness. Hey babe, you know how everyone talks about passion like it's fireworks? Like it has to be wild, loud, all sparks and noise. But nobody really talks about the quiet kind. The one that hums beneath your skin. The one that makes you feel safe and seen and grounded. That's the kind of connection we're talking about today. Okay? Welcome back to this channel. My name is Jane Lawrence, and tonight we're going a little deeper into the kind of intimacy that doesn't fade when the lights go out. Because babe, it's not just about bodies meeting, it's about energies aligning. It's about two souls remembering that they have met before and they're deciding to meet again. Okay? See, real intimacy doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in the rhythm between conversations. It starts in the small glances, in the quiet laughter, in the way that you both start mirroring each other's breathing, even without noticing. That's not coincidence. That's connection forming. And when that connection follows you into the private moments when you're having sex, everything changes. Because sex without connection is performance, but connection makes it presence. And presence is the power to say, with your energy, I am right here. You can rest here. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, most of us were never taught that. We're taught to impress, not to connect. We're told to give, not to share. But connection is mutual. It's not a show. It's a space where both of you can drop the act and just be. So when you walk into that space, when you walk into the bedroom together, don't bring perfection. Bring truth. Bring laughter, bring clumsiness, softness. That's what keeps the energy honest. You build a soul bond through emotional openness. When you can say, I am nervous, or I don't know how to explain this, and still be met with gentleness. That's intimacy. It's when both of you start to feel like home for each other. Because baby, what keeps him coming back isn't the thrill. It's the peace. It's the way his body relaxes when he's around you. It's how your tones soften the edges of his day. That's how you become his calm. Now write this somewhere, anywhere. Connection is created, not discovered. You build it brick by brick, with small gestures, with attention, with grace. It's built in how you listen, how you respond, how you make space for someone's truth. So every time you show up with honesty, you add another layer to that bond. And when both of you bring that energy into closeness, into the bedroom, it becomes so fiery, so magnetic, so energetic. It's no longer about performance, it's about communion, having two souls commune together. Now let's talk about, energies, ladies. Because energy is a language before word. You can light candles, you can wear lace, you can play music, but if your energy isn't aligned, it won't land. So understand that energy tells the truth that words will hide. So before you are in that space, you need to check in with yourself. Ask, what am I carrying? Am I anxious? Am I guarded? Or am I open and grounded? Am I ready to give and receive? Because the energy you bring into the bedroom is the energy that he will match up with. But if you walk in centered, what you're doing is that you're teaching him how to meet you there. You're inviting his calm to rise to meet up yours. Now, communication is foreplay in the deepest sense. If you're not communicating while you're in bed, you're not bonding. And I'm not talking about dirty talk. I'm talking about soul talk. It's the courage to say, I like when you hold me this way, or I like it when you touch me this way. It's even in when you say, I need more time, without shame. It's talking about what connection means to you in the bed. Because how can someone meet your needs if you never name them? So when you talk openly, you remove guessing. When you listen with compassion, you remove ego. That's how the bridge between two people starts staying really strong. That's how you build the bond. But here is the secret nobody tells you. Connection doesn't always look like intensity. Sometimes it is gentle. Sometimes it's just two people breathing in sync. Sometimes it's laughter after vulnerability. Listen, the real bond lives in those quiet transitions. The spaces between the highs, because passion might start a relationship, but it's intimacy that keeps it alive. I hope you know that. So I would urge you not to chase constant sparks because they fade. I need you to tend to the flame, feed it with understanding, keep it alive with gratitude, appreciation. And also know that connection also means presence outside of the bedroom. It's in the morning, how are you, that actually listens for the answers. It's the be safe before he leaves for work. It's in holding space for each other's silence when words fail. Because every small act of awareness just strengthens the invisible thread between both of you that keeps you tethered together. That thread, that's the soul bond. And when life gets busy, it's what reminds both of you that you're still connected. Here's what I have learned, ladies, that intensity fades, but intimacy evolves constantly. It matures, it grows wiser with time. It becomes less about proving love and more about being in love. You see, love isn't a performance, like I would like to say. It's a frequency. And when you both tune into the same frequency, you start moving as a unit. You feel each other even in the silence. And that's the highest form of connection, for you to be able to feel each other in your silence. Now let's talk about spiritual connection for a moment, right? Because physical touch is the language of the body, but spiritual connection is the language of the soul. And if you're not having that spiritual connection, then you guys are not bonded together deeply. And that's the deepest form of connection. So when you connect spiritually, you don't just feel pleasure, you feel peace, you feel at home, you feel purpose in that moment, you feel aligned. It's when your energy says, this isn't about talking, it's about giving. And that's sacred. You can bring spirituality into your closeness through mindfulness, slow breathing, gratitude, laughter, just hugging each other without saying anything. Soft laughter, just eye contact. Just the simple grounded things that remind both of you that you're more than bodies, you're spirits having experiences together in a moment. Now listen, I need you to know that connection in a bed isn't something you wait for. You create it daily. You maintain it through intentions, through checking in, through small affection, through shared rituals that remind you both of your bond. You cook together, you pray together, you laugh together, you find new ways to learn each other. Because every time that you choose connection over convenience, you water the roots. And when the roots are deep, storms can't shake it. Now let's bring it home. See, if you want to create a soul bond with your man, you need to start with yourself. Fill your cup up first, because you can't give from an empty cup. When you're centered in love, love becomes what you naturally radiate. You won't chase connection. You will only attract it. So spend time with your own heart. Write down what makes you feel loved, what makes you feel safe, what lights you up. Then bring that energy into the relationship, because you're going to teach by example what wholeness looks like to you. Because baby, people don't connect with perfection, they connect with presence. And so when you show up whole, your presence becomes healing. Okay? It becomes healing. So next time that you think about intimacy, remember this. It's not just sex. It's connection. It's energy. It is meeting energies. All right? It is two souls saying, I see you. That is what turns movement into memories and memories into legacies. And ladies, have you ever noticed how people drain you and others just fill you up? It's not always about what they do. It's about the energy that they bring. That's what connection really is about. It's energy in exchange. So when you are around someone who sees you not for what you give, but for what you are, your whole system exhales. Your shoulders just drops. Your breath evens out. Your mind stops racing. That's how you know that you're in a healthy bond. Your body feels safe before your brain even catches up. Because safety is the foundation of sensuality. Without safety, there is tension. With safety, there is flow. And you can't relax into love if you're constantly on guard. And when you are truly safe, your energy opens, and that openness, that's what deepens the connection between you and your man. So many of us, right, we have confused chaos with chemistry. We mistake emotional roller coasters for passion. But baby, let me tell you something. Real love, real passion, it doesn't drain you. It grounds you. It doesn't leave you anxious. It leaves you peaceful. You know that feeling when you can just be yourself, right? You can just be. No pretending, no pressure, no overthinking, no proving. That's the kind of energy that creates real intimacy between you and your man. So if you want that soul bond, you need to start by checking the energy that both of you bring into your space. Ask yourself, do I feel calm here? Do I feel safe to speak? Do I feel seen without performing? If the answer is yes, then babe, you're building something real, and don't joke with it. Now, let's talk about alignment. Because alignment is the quiet magic that keeps love alive. When you're aligned emotionally and spiritually, you tend to move in sync without trying. Your communication becomes a lot more smoother. Your silence becomes more comfortable. Even your disagreement turns into understanding. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I need you to know that alignment doesn't mean perfection, right? It means tuning in. It means taking the time to understand how your energies interact, where both of you complement each other, where you need balance and where you need softness. Okay? So when things feel off, I don't need you to panic. Don't panic. Just pause and realign. Ask, what energy am I bringing right now? Because sometimes connection isn't lost. It's just waiting for you to slow down and notice. Now, here's the truth. Connection grows in stillness. When you can be with your partner in silence, no distraction, no phones, no background noise, that's when your souls talk. Because silence isn't empty when you're with the right person. It's full of meaning. So if you're getting very awkward because of the silence that is being created between both of you, then your bond is not as strong. You know, sometimes all you need is one shared look, right? A look that says, I'm with you. That's the energy that aligns. That's energy alignment. That's intimacy. Because the world teaches us to rush everything, love, success, even healing. But connection asks you to slow down. Because energy needs time to intertwine. So breathe. Slow it all the way down. That's how you start to feel again. And here is something that I want you to remember. You don't build connection by doing more. You build it by being more. Being more present, being more patient, more curious. Curiosity is so underrated in love, I tell you for a fact. You need to start asking questions. Learn your partner over and over and over again. Don't think that you know your partner through and through. Because the version of them that you loved last year has evolved. Are you still paying attention? The man that you loved 5 years ago is not the same man now. And that goes both ways. Connection stays alive when both people stay student of each other. You're learning each other like an institution. You keep discovering, you keep listening, you keep learning. That's what keeps energy fresh, not constant change, but constant awareness. You know, a soul bond feels different because it feeds your peace, not your ego. It doesn't demand performance. It invites truth. It's not about what I can get, but it's about how I can serve this love. So when two people think that way, love stops being work. It becomes worship. Not worship of the person, but of the space that you're creating together. That's sacred partnership. And you don't need perfection for that. I say this always, all the time. You don't need perfection for that. You need presence. You need to show up every day with grace, with intention, with gratitude. That's what keeps the frequency high. So before you enter that space, that intimate, spiritual, emotional space, I need you to take a moment, ground yourself, inhale love, exhale fear. And remind yourself, I am safe, I am open, I am enough. See, that little affirmation just shifts things in your relationship without you even knowing. It opens your field, your energy field. And what opens will always attract what matches it. That's how you magnetize true connection. And it's not by chasing, it's not by controlling, it's not by begging, it's by being aligned with love. So let's anchor it here for a second, yeah? If connection had a recipe, it would sound like this. It will be a pinch of trust, a spoonful of laughter, a handful of honesty, a whole lot of intentional energy, because connection isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. It's choosing to show up even on the quiet days. It's choosing softness, over sarcasm, grace over ego, and understanding over pride. Yeah, that's what the recipe is going to be like. That's what builds the kind of love that lasts. It's not just sex. Sex can be had, but connection is difficult to form. It's connection that spills into every part of your life. Connection that makes ordinary movement sacred. Connection that teaches you what peace feels like. And the beautiful thing is, you already have everything that it takes to create that. It starts with awareness. It continues with presence. And it never ends. Because real connection evolves with you. So if this resonates with your heart today, I need you to share it with another woman who is ready to stop performing and start connecting. Tell her she's worthy of love that feels safe, steady, and soul deep. Okay? And you, babe, remember this before you go. Your love, your light, your connection in human form. Okay? And let's be honest, even the strongest bond can feel a little distant sometimes. Life happens to all of us. Stress happens, exhaustion happens, and suddenly that spark that you felt, it seems like it's dimmed. But here's the truth. The bond isn't gone. It's just waiting for your attention, like a garden that needs a little water and sunlight. Okay? Something that we do not really understand is that connection fades when energy drifts. So when we stop noticing, when we stop thinking, when we stop really showing up for our babies, like our men, it just stops. But that's fixable. And you can call it back with intentions. You can start small, like a glance across the room, a soft smile when he least expected, a little touch here and there, not for sure, but just to remind him of your presence, right? Those tiny gestures just says, I see you, I am here, I'm choosing you. And babe, never underestimate the power of being chosen. Next way for you to align and bring back connection is to bring it back emotionally. Talk, not the how was your day talk. It's the heart to heart, I want us to feel close again talk. Share your fears, your joys, your dreams, even the silly, awkward ones. And listen, really, really listen to your man without fixing, judging, or giving advice. Because connection isn't about solving problems. It's about, feeling together. And when he finally starts to open up again after a long period of time, you just mirror him. Feel what he's feeling. Hold space for him to be vulnerable. And when you do this consistently, babe, you will rebuild that sacred rhythm between both of you. And here's a nugget that I would like to leave for you. Ow! My mic! Here is a nugget for you. I need you to know that intimacy just grows in alignment. When your energy syncs again, all right, emotionally, spiritually, however the case is, the physical closeness just flows naturally. You don't need fireworks to remind him of your bond. You need resonance. Two energies vibrating together gently, steadily, and consistently, all right? He will just be reminded. Now, let's talk about rituals. Small practices that reinforces connection every now and then, especially if the connection between you and your man is dead. And you need to resurrect it. It could be as simple as you sharing morning coffees together without phones or laughing about something silly before bed. It could be a 2-minute check-in, like, how's your heart? How is your energy? How are you feeling? Is everything okay? And you're really asking the question, not passively. These are the thread that stitch your soul bond together. Because intimacy isn't just a moment, it's a pattern of presence. And vulnerability is key if you want to bring back that connection. It's scary, I know. You might think, oh, what if I show too much? What if he doesn't meet me there? But here's the thing, right? Energy always tells the truth. If you show up honestly, even a little, you invite him to do the same. And when both of you are honest, your bond strengthens faster than anything else. Now, the next thing that you can do to bring back the connection in your relationship is to reignite the energy in your shared space. Now, think about how you feel when you're with him. Slow your breathing down, all right? And center your energy. Bring warmth, softness, and curiosity. He will feel it, all right? He will feel it. Energy doesn't lie. You can't fake it, but you can choose it. Another tip is to, create shared experiences that don't need words, like a walk in a park, a sunrise, a playlist that both of you love, a quiet moment sipping tea or drinking wine. Because this little shared energies just reconnect your souls on levels beyond your words. They remind both of you why you aligned in the first place. And always remember that you can't build connection by forcing it. You align it, you nurture it, you make space for it. And when it starts to sleep, don't panic, because we always run into panic drive. Don't panic, just return to energy, return to presence, return to softness. That's how you bring bond back into your relationship. Not by chasing, not by performing, not by trying to impress, but by being you. All right? And here's the truth that I want you to take to heart. When you cultivate emotional and spiritual intimacy, the physical connection just flows naturally, like I told you. You don't have to force it. When you're in tune, when you're present, when you are aware, touch becomes meaningful and moments become sacred and closeness just becomes effortless. All right? So, your takeaway from today is this. Connection is a practice. It's not a magic trick. All right? You've got to water it with presence. You've got to water it with patience and intentionality. You need to feed it with honesty, with laughter, with curiosity, and with warmth. And when you do that, your soul bond doesn't just return, it deepens. So, if this touched your heart, I need you to share with another woman who is ready to reconnect, realign, and, reignite her dead love. Yeah, so to put it in that way. Drop a comment, subscribe, and tell me what's one small ritual you can do today to reconnect with your partner every day. And until next time, babe, stay present, stay open, stay soft, and keep building love that nourishes your soul. From me to you is I love you, and God loves you best. Bye.